That's what they said, Kay. Let's start the show. We got two intros. What you want me to do? Come on and slide with Sammy.
Oh, you want me to play it right away?
This is Sippin' with Sammy. I am Mr. Fly Shit Only, the one and only Sippin' with Sammy. Sam Malone, Barstool Rug. If you ain't sippin' with Sammy, you ain't sippin' right. Please get your fucking life together. Sippin', I'm 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 sippin'.
Thanks, Sammy.
Yeah, boy.
Damn, Sammy, you done fucked up.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sammy.
You ready?
Yeah.
Yep. About to play one more drop and we be right with y'all. Shout out to everybody that's tapped in, man. We gonna get into this tonight, man. It's been a long time coming. If you know what we know. For a lot of y'all, this is
You
news.
know Sue Surf, you knew Twerk and Calico and Vixen, Tay Rockin', John and Jack Boy from Richmond. But do you recall the most greasy battle rapper of all? Eazy the Christmas Muslim, out here collecting merry women's souls under the tree at Remy Ma's house. And he's wearing Papoose clothes. All of Remy's industry friends used to laugh and call him lame. He's a downgrade from Papoose. Bitch, you should be ashamed. Then one night at a Chrome event, Papoose came to fight. He threw a left, then he threw a right, and knocked out all of his Christmas lights. But Remy Ma really loved him, as she shouted out in fear, baby, I know he knocked your teeth out, but I'll buy you some new veneers.
Yep. What's up with y'all, man? What's up with y'all? How's everybody? This Thursday happy hour. Hey now. Happy Thursday, happy hour, all that flyness. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? We had to call an emergency live. I wouldn't even call it that because we're going to start going live more often. But tonight, I said I'm going live. And I reached out to the K from Front Productions, you know, because she's with me right now. And I said, you feel like going live tonight? She said, to talk about the thing? I said, yes, the thing. And she said, I've been watching it all day. So I got Kay with me from Fine Production. Shout out to Kay.
Hey, I'm in here. You all ready? Let me turn my mic up. Ow, ow.
How you feeling? How you feeling?
Oh, it's been a day.
It's been a day?
It's been a day.
A day because of what we talking about or a day because of a day?
Oh, no, just because of what we're talking about. It's been a day.
Oh, so you're excited.
I'm very excited. The truth is finally coming to light.
And I predicted all of it. It's amazing. I be knowing too much about knowing too much to even think about some of this stuff. But,
Wait, before we get into it, shout out to the chat.
yo, shout out to the chat. Please chime in. Please.
We got Asden in here. He said hi.
Yep.
Shout out to Asden.
What's happening?
I'm going to pull up the chat so you can actually see it.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't see them anywhere on the screen. And if, I don't know if y'all know, I have multiple things I'm looking at on this screen. It's not just me. And I'm like, all right, one of these should be the chat. But I didn't see it.
Yeah,
so
I'm
let's
getting
get right
there.
with that. Let's get right with that.
This was a rush production.
Nah, last minute thing, we made it. Almost on time.
There you go.
Almost on time.
Shout out to Noah Stop Motion and Plush Productions. He also said hi.
Yo, what up? What up? What up? How y'all feeling? What y'all sipping, man? What y'all think about what's going on with the topic? You got the this week joint up, or is that just what I'm seeing?
That's on the Twitch. There you go.
All right, so put the
I'm about to. I'm getting there.
situation with the situation so we can get situated, because you got a lot to say.
Yeah, I didn't actually make a graphic.
Do you have tonight's, what's the name?
Tonight's thumbnail?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not formatted right. Give me a second. Let me resize it.
Cool. Besides that, man, I had a smooth day at work for anybody that cares. I'm sure y'all don't. Damn. I just thought about how good my day at work was. I'm sorry.
That was random.
Sending prayers to my coworker, somebody I'm very close to in the building that is going through some things. Her son is going through a health scare right now. So everybody, if you don't mind, please send up some love, some energy for my folks, man. I will not put her name out there, but just know that she's good people and she takes good care of the people around her, and she needs support right now. So send some good energy her way. I'd appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. I got a very nerve-wracking phone call this morning, and I thought that it was going to ruin my work day, and that's why I paused for a second when I said it's crazy how smooth my day went, because I started off thinking that it was going to be rougher than it was. Just say that. Let's just say that. But
all right.
I cracked the joke with her at some point. She still has time to laugh and smile, so she gonna get through it. Let's do it.
All right, let's get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Enough about you.
No, it was about her. Nothing about me.
So where do you want to start?
With the K-Cam.
With the K-Cam.
All right, so start at the top, man.
All right, so let's take us back.
Right.
Let's take us back to summer of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it was, right? And by this time, Chrome 23 is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Eazy is already headlining
Chrome events. And at the time, it was controversial because it was fresh off of thinking that Chrome was going to be a women's league. So that was kind of sketchy anyway, because he came into it saying he was taking over the league, if you remember.
Right. And then at the same time, Remy and Eazy go on Joe Budden to promote the next battle.
And they went on the news in New York.
And the news in New York. And at this point, it becomes clear that Remy is Eazy's manager. So it's like not just a league situation. It's like, you are my artist, is what we think.
And when I saw them on the news together at that time, I noticed how she looked at Eazy when he spoke, because they were sitting next to each other on camera and she kind of couldn't control herself. And I was like, interesting. That is starting to look like what I think it is. Because at the time, around the same time, there was time where somebody had spotted them in a restaurant together in a booth.
Yep.
And they said it didn't look like a managerial conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And there were football games and all type of things that was popping up that there was rumors about. Right?
Well, the football games were a little bit later.
All right. But there was events or something that was happening, is that there was like, they were spotted together, but there wasn't as many pictures of them together initially.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So, go ahead. What happened? So, we get into the night of the battle?
In Philly.
Okay. Which battle is this?
So, there was the Chrome 23 card in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
That he headlined.
You talking about versus Geechee? Or are you talking about...
No, I'm talking about the one before that.
What is that, at the TLA?
I think so. No, I thought it was at the TLO event center.
Oh, TLO? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe it wasn't maybe it was Trench's first card.
Okay.
Could have been Trench's first card.
But go ahead.
And Remy was in the building.
Yeah.
And that was the first time that a lot of Philly folks were seeing them together.
Mm-hmm.
Post all of this press run.
Mm-hmm.
And the rumors started flying.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we first heard the rumors, was around that time.
Right.
Because you had said something, then we saw them at the event, or we didn't see them, we heard from seeing them at the event.
Mm-hmm.
And the rumors were, it's definitely more than a managerial relationship.
Right.
Now we'll go to the battle you want to talk about.
which is the one that was in New York,
Yep.
and it was a Chrome 23 event.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately following the event, all the rumors started flying that Papoose ran down on and knocked out Eazy the Block Captain,
Right.
which was immediately met with damage control through tweets. But a lot of battle rappers saying, like, I don't know, just ask Yoshi G, she was in the room. And stuff like that was flying around at the time, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And Eazy said he was going to address it, but he was taking a break from the internet. I don't know if you remember that. He was taking a YouTube break.
I remember because everybody was looking to try and see Yo Cash. Everybody was trying to see if he had a black eye or not, and he wasn't showing his face on the internet at all for like 2 weeks.
And culturally, for those that don't know, in hip hop, if somebody say that somebody fucked you up, the first thing you do is show up without sunglasses on. First time we ever seen Fab perform without sunglasses was at the Ray J said he knocked him out.
Yep.
Because he went on stage right after that, and he had to not have on shades. Like, it's a thing. So it's like something we immediately look for, and Eazy didn't show his face.
And mind you, right before this was when Eazy had first started streaming regularly.
Mm-hmm.
And he had broken up with Froze already after like their very brief podcast. And he decided that he was just going to be...
No. This started their podcast.
Oh, you're right. So he started streaming on his own.
Yep.
In his little den room.
Yep.
All the time.
Yeah, he was in the basement or something.
He was streaming, though, like twice a week at least.
But then when this came out and he finally surfaced, the interview or the time he streamed after that was with Frozenberg. Remember?
You're right.
And it started super late, and when Froze went on, he wasn't on camera. And Eazy, he said Eazy ran to the store. Eazy was on his way, but he had to stop for something or something to that effect. And Eazy wasn't on camera. But later it came out when he got into it with Froze after they podcast disintegrated because people like their energy on that night together. Froze said Eazy was there the whole time. He was shaking behind the camera. He didn't know how to face the people. So I still remember that too.
I don't think I ever heard that. That's interesting.
Yeah, he said it when they was going back and forth before they squashed it. Froze said, and I'll keep it real with y'all, Eazy was there the whole time. I'm sitting there lying for him. I'm looking at him while he's shaking.
And now, mind you, this whole time, Remy is not saying shit.
At all. Well, yeah, she's not saying nothing.
She's not saying anything.
At all. So the rumors keep going.
And neither is Pat.
And one thing you realize is, oh shit, he got Geechee next.
Yep.
And Geechee gonna talk about it. And that's when everything went crazy initially. Because Geechee went viral. And Geechee wound up on the Breakfast Club and on Joe Budden podcast and all of this other shit. No Jumper and all of that. Because he went viral for the Remy verse. Because he talked to Remy about Eazy.
Right. In the battle and in the round.
In the round. And at a Trenches event with Remy on stage. Right? Or was that a Chrome event?
It was a Chrome event.
It was a Chrome event because it was Geechee. Right. It was a Chrome event. So Remy was on stage. And Remy freestyled a little bit. And she did some interviews afterwards when she said certain little cool shit and tried to play it off like, well, you know, he supposed to do that, but it ain't nothing and all of that.
And during this, Eazy also said some bars that somewhat confirmed the rumors during that same battle.
Because he said, if whatever, I'm still with the bitch.
Right.
Yeah. But like...
So that was the first confirmation that Eazy gave us.
Yeah. And it was subtle. But that was part of what Geechee was talking about in the round when he was like, this nigga clout chasing. Oh, and let's not forget the leaked conversation.
Right.
The leaked phone call when he was on there saying, oh, I should have knew better because I was in his city and I'm fucking his bitch. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he got me with 2 clean Jones. Like, it's cool. Like, and then the other part when he was saying, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Like Love and Hip Hop, you know what I mean? Call, whatever. I get a little bag. You know what I'm saying? I get a bag. But, you know what I mean? I be lit or whatever. Like, that sounded weird. And it sounded like Geechee was right.
Yep.
And that might have been what led to Geechee verse, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, that was crazy too.
Yep.
Then what was after that? It was Geechee went viral, did his thing, made his tour run. What happened right after that, Kay?
Then it was the new year. So it got a little quiet for a minute.
No, when was the all right, yeah, cause Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Eazy and what's her name went to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
With Remy.
Yep.
And it was pictures.
Yep.
It's a fact. Something happened in the middle of that though that I'm forgetting about, but all of this to lead up to the fact that all the battle rap has been in on this for a long time, and a lot of people that wanted to know have known. Tasha K brought it up. The Shade Room covered it a couple times. Like, it's been around, but today it got crazy.
Well, wait. Let's not jump there yet.
Let's keep
because we
going.
got to tell the Pap side of this too.
Go ahead.
So before today, even we covered that recently. I would say in the last since summer, there's been a lot more rumors about Pap having girlfriends too.
And they like in a fight.
Yes. And so the picture of Papoose with Clarissa Shields was reported probably a month ago at this point, maybe a month and a half.
There's 2 pictures from separate fights.
Okay, sure.
FYI. I'm just saying. It shows a pattern.
Right.
And in the first one, it's like, it was a pleasure to hang out with such and such and such and such and such and such. And it's a slideshow of all of those people.
Yeah.
And
the
then
second one is like, oh, this is my guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. So, at this point,
KK.
I woke up this morning because I had to be at the news. So I got up at 5:30 in the morning. And I was uploading the episode. If you didn't know, we did drop a new episode today. Go check that out. And while I was uploading the episode on YouTube, I noticed in my YouTube feed a new video from Battle Rap Trap.
Shout out Henny Man.
Shout out Honey Man. Because he woke up in the middle of the night to cover this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what the video said. So it basically, that video just covered the first Instagram post that Remy put up. Do you remember what that post was from today?
No, what was the first one? Because it's been a messy day.
I know. I'm about to figure it out.
I'm about to say you want me to look it up, but
I'm going.
Oh, it was something to the effect about his girlfriend.
It was you fell asleep on the phone with.
Yep, he fell asleep on the phone with Clarissa Shields, and she hung up soon as she heard my voice and all of that shit.
Yep, that's the one.
Mm-hmm.
Why does the Shade Room post so much in a day?
Yo, it's amazing. It's amazing. But when she posted that, it was like, all right, Remy, you tipping. Like, it already sounded crazy. But then it was like, it's the energy behind her post. It's like, and now I'm exposed everything. Right?
Right.
And it's like, why are you doing that if the reason that y'all been keeping everything hush and trying to keep it cute this long is because of baby girl? She's 6. And like, even when they make reference to when he shoots back and says this was she was at for Christmas, and then she put out a video showing herself with her daughter and her family on Christmas. If you pay attention to the video, that is Christmas morning. That little baby just woke up and walked down them stairs. That don't mean you was there after lunch.
Mm.
And she's doing a lot of things that's like positioning, like she's trying to paint the picture for everybody that's not really all the way true. She's trying to put herself in the best light in a lot of situations, and it's looking weird. But do you have a list of the tweets and the messages?
I'm Googling it now. Because
she got sick of looking.
Yeah.
It's probably in my story. Let me check my story. I just didn't want to make my any songs or nothing to pop on. If you know how that go. Clarissa Shields versus Remy. No, that's the first one I posted, I think. Alright, cool. 1 second, y'all. Bear with us for a minute.
All right. So the first thing that I'm seeing is actually before the falling asleep on the phone. It's this lady, Clarissa Shields, and that sorry ass publicity team putting out fake stories on me every day to make me look bad and him look good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, him look like God's gift for too long. I begged Papoose to put out something to stop the narrative, and he kept telling me to stay quiet. That's the best thing to do. Well, I'm tired. Oh, and he said he would never fuck you because you're ugly. But don't worry, I saw everything. Now the world's gonna see it too, since you so tough, boo.
Yeah. So that was crazy.
That was crazy.
And then after that, mind you, I'm just getting to him on my phone too. All right, so the next one was Remy sent the screenshot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's supposed to be a screenshot between Clarissa Shields and Papoose. It's looking like Papoose side says, but that's okay. We're human beings. No human is going to be able to report their every move. You see nothing wrong with that? She said, you take accountability. You are the one who was married. If you can't at least sleep on the phone with me or be with me in person, it shouldn't be a big deal to let me know you made it home safe or communicate you fell asleep in the Sprinter. He says after that, after the office, I'm going to a Christmas party at the office. The CEO asked me to come last week. You don't know that, do you? She said, Pap, I don't care. You have to tell me nothing. Now, what's crazy about this, right? Mm-hmm. It feels like she's mirroring his phone somehow to hers. Because these messages came from after she went to expose them. If you listen to them. Because she's saying like that you take accountability. Like you the one that's married. And then she says like you didn't have to tell me you fell asleep in a Sprinter, but why you ain't at least tell me you made it home? And he says, like, you don't know everything that somebody do. I got a party next week. I didn't tell you that, right? You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it sounds like afterwards. But the caption says, Papoose dumbass fell asleep on the floor with Clarissa Shields laying in my house, refuses to leave. This bitch supposed to be a world champion boxer and get scary and hung up as soon as she heard my voice. Now I'm telling everything. Oh, and baby girl, you not the only one. Next it says, Papoose says, sad to say that Remy Ma is a narcissist. She chose to cheat repeatedly. Now that I finally moved on, she's playing the victim. I have requested a divorce numerous times. She rather clout chase on social media than handle this like civilized adults. I did not want to do the social media foolishness for the sake of my 6-year-old baby. She has to go to school. As you can see, I remain quiet through this all, which is true. I think he posted that knockout video, though, when you punched the bag in arcade. I think that was what he posted after all of the stuff started, though. But Eazy also said nothing ever happened. Anyway, Clarissa Shields' response was, this can't be serious. You have 2 boyfriends. And Remy responds, that's what he told you, LOL. Which is like, huh?
Right.
All right. So then,
Then she released more texts. Remy.
Yeah, but then it says, how I want 2 boys. Remy, I ain't the only one. If I ain't the only one, why the hell you tagging me? Was what Clarissa's response was.
Okay.
Yeah. Then she says, this lady Clarissa Shields and that sorry ass publicity. Okay, you read that one, right?
Yep.
See, I don't know if these are out of order, but these are different posts, so it's hard to say. Let me see.
No, I think you're right. I think the one that you started with was the right one.
Right one, right?
Yeah.
All right. So then, she posted a bunch of a thread of what looks like Clarissa Shields talking to herself. And it's like she's complaining about him not responding to her or not buying her things. And she wanted flowers and stuff and she hasn't received those.
I think this is text to the other phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that this is... So, I think from this, what I read is Papoose has 2 phones. This is the second phone that he don't really use very often. Both your phones
die and don't call me?
Yep. So that's why she's talking to herself, because she's blowing up at the other phone when both his phones are dead.
Or unavailable.
Yes.
All right, cool. You want to read some of this? Cause
I'll read it.
I did a lot.
So she said, I know you hate the internet games, but you need to do something today about this girl. My PR team gonna freak out when they see this. I can't be up there exposing her, etc. before December 25th, the movie coming out.
She got a big movie.
She does have a big movie about to come out.
About her life.
Yes. You got your other phone yet? ? LOL, don't worry. I'm not worried about nothing she say or put in her story. Laughing face. I just need you to clear it up soon as possible.
I feel like...
So, and here's the other thing. Mm-hmm. When you have Apple products, they can kind of talk to each other, and you'll just see the incoming text, but not necessarily outgoing stuff in certain devices. I don't think that that's what happened here. I think that that's how she got the messages.
I think... Oh, because it looks like she deleted his responses because there might have been responses that exposed things about her.
But I think... I don't know that she necessarily deleted those responses, because if you log in on your iPad, you might not see the response that was just sent on the iPhone from you. Mm-hmm. You're only going to see the text back on both devices.
Okay.
That's kind of how that works.
All right. Now, it comes to a point, and see, that's even where I'm looking, there's things that skip, because there's a part where... Oh,
and let me read the caption for that post that Remy put up.
Yeah, that's where we was at.
So it says, Papoose, you fucking dummy, in Remy voice.
Are you dumb?
Are you dumb? Hey, Miss Shields, he took your advice, but not before I screenshot y'all convo. Oh, he was getting me arrested. The woman that never fucked off on him in 17 years while plotting with one of his chicks to try and destroy me. The same woman that could have been used...
Her platform.
My platform to expose you. I got all your pics and messages from the chicks while I was away, and he was, quote, holding me down. Fuck your movie, ma. Sidebar. He was about to say he wrote me rhymes. Imagine that. And anything sexual leaks about me, it was him, because he threatened that too. So what this tells me is they are in the motherfucking house together, having whole... heated ass arguments,
or they on the phone
and going online, and she is spilling the tape from that argument that he hasn't even come out and said to the public yet,
which is crazy.
Like the thing about getting me arrested, that was something that they were arguing about that the public had no idea,
right?
Or this thing about if something sexual leaks, that was him too,
right?
That never happened. So where did that come from?
And if they say he write my raps.
Yeah. What? Like, huh?
It's mad random. And it's like, I understand that when couples argue, it get crazy. But when you say, if he say he wrote my raps, he might have wrote one, yo. Like, it just sound too random for him to... How would... Like, Pap is really serious about lyricism and lyricists and them getting their credit for their lyricism. If he was to say something about writing something for Remy, people would believe it, yo. Especially if he pointed out the record and we know Pap. The problem is more people know her than know Pap. But in all reality, hip-hop knows Pap. Rappers know Pap. They know Remy too. But they like Pap is not like a little nigga to them. You see what I'm saying? How people get status off of, I don't know, hit records and stuff like that. MCs like MCs. Point blank period. You with me? Mm-hmm. So I think that she know that if he says something, the public will kind of gravitate towards it. Especially because 9 times out of 10, they'll find a pocket or a cadence or a structure that he used that they can relate to it. Because Pap is one of the ones that does everything. I don't know if people realize that he was going viral during the pandemic rapping about cereal.
Right.
He did the alphabet forward, backward, inside out. He did all P's. He's done it. Like, it's not too many things people have done in rap, like, just to test their pen that he hasn't accomplished.
Yep.
It's like he's trying to chase the Guinness World Record. But, of checking shit off a list. But he said, I will never get anyone arrested. Once again, you are lying. That can be easily verified. You are the one who played with police lying about history that unfolded in front of the world is pathetic. Falsifying text messages that you claim are from over a decade ago. just to create a false narrative and justify cheating is narcissistic behavior. Now, I think when he's talking about the messages from over a decade ago, he's talking about
when she was in jail.
She said when she was locked up, he was doing shit.
Yep.
Now, can we pause there?
Yes.
And address the whole part about him holding her down while she was in jail? Right?
Yes, let's address that.
So, Pep married her knowing she was going to jail. She was on trial. They had a wedding. They got married, right? So I don't know too many people that do that. And then on top of, especially public figures and future stars and superstars, right? And then on top of that, she out of her own mouth said he was at every visit. She said that he held it down. She said that he was faithful. And the crazy part about it is, at their level, and I'm sure people have agreements and arrangements. I got a homie that told his chick when he was locked up, you know what I mean, you single, just don't do nothing with nobody around the way. That was his thing. So, like, people have agreements, arrangements, or whatever have you. But as far as the public know, we don't know nothing that he did. Nothing he did got blowback.
At all.
If he did anything.
Right.
So, technically, and I don't know, maybe I'm being facetious, he did hold you down. And you didn't get locked up for, like, something that was like, and I'm not trying to down her, you got locked up for losing your temper.
And shooting someone.
As a star.
Yeah.
Dare I say superstar at the time.
And we just heard her say recently, while she had the #1 record, she was selling drugs in the streets of New York. And Fat Joe had to put her in her place and be like, Remy, what the fuck are you doing? So we know what type of shit she was on back then.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that should say everything about her character back then.
But as far as his character in the situation, the black love part came from him holding her down.
Absolutely.
I don't think people, like, everybody's referencing the black love part, and it's like, you realize that's because he said, no, I'm marrying her, I love her, and we gonna be great together. And she came out of jail and they were great together. Like, that's the whole black love thing.
Right.
It started with her getting locked up.
She came home and they had the golden child.
And then the golden child was a big deal.
Yep.
And the world revolved around the golden child.
Yep. And then all of a sudden we stopped seeing the golden child. And that should have been our clue that the marriage was on the rocks.
And
we weren't paying attention.
That's the part I forgot to say. Remember she was on live with Queen's Flip? And she was in the car at first. And she went in the house. And he said, oh, you going in the house? Like that, right? And she was like, yeah, I'm at the crib. Whatever, whatever. He was like, oh, all right, you about to be able to... Like, he was doing that joint. Like, you know what I'm saying? And she got in there and she was getting situated. And it looked like she was in either her bedroom or the closet area. Because, you know, closets be big and you got somewhere to sit with a vanity and shit. It was something like that.
Right.
And she was like, he was like, oh, all right, so you in the crib. Tell Pap I said, what up? And she said, Pap, Flip said, what up? And he said, what? She said, Queen's Flip said, what up? He said, oh, tell my nigga I said, what's good? Remember that?
I remember that.
And Flip was like, you killed that. I see what you did there. You killed that. You don't remember when that happened?
I do. And that was after the knockout.
Yep.
Just to be clear for the viewers.
That was after the whatever punches were thrown.
Yes.
From Pep to Eazy. So that was weird to me because I'm like, well, that just proves one part of my theory. That they keeping it decent and still cohabitating. But the advancement of it and Flip's reaction to it, like, they run around the same city.
But you remember also, Eazy said something like, I never touch a woman with another man, or like something like that, where he implied that, like, Remy and Pap were totally
not together.
done.
Mm-hmm.
And that was around that same time.
It was a lot going on, though. So, like, now we get to the point where she accused him of police behavior and all of that, and then it got to the...
Oh, hold on, I got you. So next is the post from Papoose of the photo with Remy and Eazy.
Which Eazy reposted.
Which Eazy reposted.
And spelled put wrong, and it went viral. But go ahead.
And the caption says, while I was at home with my daughter last Christmas, this is where Remy Ma was. Now that I finally moved on, she's angry and making up lies. Narcissist, I told her we could divorce like adults. She refuses to do that because I wouldn't lie and say I didn't knock this chump out. I still got the messages of her begging me to lie about the knockout. Who cares? He didn't throw one punch back. Super soft. Last time I saw the chump, he was in the fetal position. Everybody saw it. When I knocked him out, Remy Ma woke him up and went home with him for 4 days. I went home with my daughter.
As you can see, she couldn't wait to lie about it again. SMH, narcissist. I didn't knock him out because he slept with my wife. I knocked him out because he shook my hand and then slept with my wife, which is powerful because every man knows what that means.
Right.
The picture is Remy and him cozied up by a tree. The funny thing about it is when he posted it and he said but instead of put, but his caption was, I swear I ain't helped put that tree up. So is that actually their tree? Like Remy and Papoose tree? Because, or is this the other house that she got? Because he said, like, that was cryptic. You know he like being cryptic. He said, I swear I ain't helped put this tree up. With laughing emojis. Yeah.
I don't know what that meant, to be honest.
That's crazy.
I didn't know what to take from that.
So then Remy says, play with police, ? At Papoose. So you forgot the pool never got finished being remodeled because you were attacking me in the garage. And the workers called the cops to get you off of me? I ain't edit shit. Next is the audio. And keep fucking lying. That was her response.
Yep.
So then it was the this what happened after that. Remy. And here's Papoose weirdo girlfriend wishing me a happy New Year's a couple days later. LOL, this lady was actually hitting me for advice on how to show off her body. This is crazy. I created this monster though. Praising you knowing things weren't right and keeping quiet knowing the truth. You think you know what I got, so that's why you feel comfortable lying to these people. I promise you're gonna be sorry. And she puts up a bunch of it's a screen video of her conversations with Clarissa, and she's sending Clarissa looks and they're having conversation and it's the Happy New Year's in there. But what's interesting is the whole I created the monster though, praising you knowing things weren't right and keeping quiet knowing the truth. Like, you mean to say you been knew she was fucking with Pat, or as a woman I just didn't tell you, like, you ain't that?
I think that goes back to Remy was trying to imply that Clarissa had sent Pap a photo of her while Remy was in jail.
Oh.
That's what that was.
Oh. So then Clarissa says, I can't believe a 45-year-old woman is crashing out like this. Clown behavior. I agree.
And, hold on. Remy then also released some more text messages, supposedly from Clarissa, that say, okay, I'm not happy, but all right, I'ma stop. I don't want to stress you out any more than you already are, so I'ma just stop. How I feel is not warranted. I'm just tired of talking and you not hearing me, so I can't, ... Thank you for your honesty, though. That's always the best option. You gonna do whatever you feel you want to do. I won't say nothing else. I ask for gifts. I'm tripping. I express I'd like flowers. I'm tripping. I want time set aside dedicated to me. I'm tripping. I don't know how to feel. I'm just laying here feeling ... stupid. And Remy Ma said in the caption, hey, Miss Shields, I'm a one boyfriend woman. The same way I was a one husband woman.
False. I mean, unless you
I'm a good woman. Hence why motherfuckers won't just go. I can't read the rest.
How about this?
Oh, there it is. Hence what. Oh, And he's never going to buy you anything because he thinks he's the prize. He's a taker, not a giver. Plus, I'm the one with the bag. Please stop playing with me because I'm not the enemy you want. I'm not even mad, actually. I'm very happy, and that's why your boyfriend is mad. Oh, and I know you feel stupid, but you look stupid too.
That sounds like so third grade.
And then hashtag, he never knocked nobody out. That was a lie. And neither will you, so relax.
Now, the first one might be true. He never knocked nobody out. He might not have knocked Eazy out.
Right.
But he laid him down.
Yes.
2, neither will you. And I don't got the amp button on the board. That is false.
Right.
Clarissa crazy as shit, yo. And if you go back to the messages that's displayed, she sounds like a woman that's in love with a married man that's trying to get a divorce. If you really listen to what she's saying in all the sets of messages that Remy put out, it sounds like, I know your situation, I'm trying to keep it decent, but these things don't make me comfortable.
Now, let's pause and talk about Clarissa for a second.
No, can we talk about women math first? Because there was a mathematical equation in there. And I don't understand it. You got to explain it to me.
What was the equation?
I'm a one boyfriend woman, just like I was a one husband woman. So if you have a husband and a boyfriend, are you just saying you didn't marry the other guy yet? Or like, I don't understand one husband when you cheating.
I think Remy was trying to, I don't know what Remy was trying to do.
Try to spin y'all.
Yeah.
That's a spin move. Just like I was a one husband woman.
Because
when we've been talking about you cheating on your husband for a year?
Because you can't say
and a half?
You can't say that, Remy, you can't now say that you and Pap were separated before you and Eazy got together. Because if y'all were already separated, then like what's the problem with him being with Clarissa? And that's what I don't understand from the rip. Like, Remy, we all know you
already
have
had a public relationship.
Yeah.
You was the first one with a public relationship.
So, like, what's the problem with him dating her? Is it because, I think it all boils down to he's still living in what she claims is the house. And that's why they're not getting divorced. I think that ultimately they know that this divorce is going to be nasty as fuck when it comes to splitting up assets and trying to figure out custodial relationships. And they're trying to kick the can down the road by continuing to cohabitate. And I think that Remy does not approve of the cohabitation anymore.
So let's have a conversation and refer to the messages or whatever when we need to, just for, to back up a point, right? Mm-hmm. Because we done read quite a bit, and it's still going on to this, damn near to this point, right?
Well, recently Remy deleted everything off of her page that had to do with this.
Yeah, well, you can't unhang the slave.
Not when it's already picked up by the Shade Room.
The whole world. Everybody's talking. You know what I mean? Lives is live right now. Talking about this.
Not only that, but like you're Remy. Of course, everybody, as soon as you put it up, everybody screen grabbed that.
Absolutely. Because you don't even, when you publicly get emotional, it usually goes somewhere. Something usually happens. So motherfuckers be like, uh-oh. She on one.
Right.
But you wanted to say about Clarissa Shields, my bad. Because I just needed to answer that math question. Because I used to like word problems in math. And I'm like, one boyfriend, one husband, and an Eazy. Where does Eazy fall in that? I couldn't figure out the remainder. It was weird. I didn't know what the percentage was with the ratio. Maybe he's 2/3 of a man. I didn't know what was going on. I don't know.
So here's the deep dive on Clarissa. So, of course, the TikTok went to TikToking and sleuthing, as they normally do. And they found some old posts from her. And by old, I mean from earlier this year, in January, with her fiance.
Yep.
Talking about, we just bought a house together.
Yep. It was so cute. They had the little key photo.
Yeah, the whole little John.
It was cute.
Super adorbs. And then the fiance, maybe ex-fiance, said, if you see me hit Remy,
somebody don't get mad.
Yeah. Don't get mad.
Don't be upset if you see me hit Remy or something like that.
Don't get nuts. It had like the nuts emoji.
Yeah.
A nuts emoji.
Don't hop on my nuts or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I thought was very interesting. Because hit in what way? Like, are you angry?
You talking about smashing.
You smashing. That's what I thought.
You talking about smashing.
All right. So, are they, like, not done? Yes, done? The way that she was texting Papoose, she was in a whole relationship in this phone.
Well, that can go two ways, right? It can go that I thought we ended a certain way and decided that we was going to keep it decent. And now that this stuff is getting exposed, I see that it overlaps with when we was together. And I didn't know about this, so it's hard for me to keep it decent about something I really ain't know about when I agreed on that shit. And keep it decent might mean, like, you know, nigga might want to hit your best friend or your sister or something. But if I hit your arch rival, your biggest enemy, and if I seen her at a party one time and she was nice to me, and I think I might have a shot if I see her again, because men could be delusional or right, depending, right? Because I be delusional. I don't be noticing the bitch like me. I'm retarded. But yeah, that can go a lot of ways.
I mean, I care less about his comment, more about, like, why Clarissa was texting Papoose like this when she just had a fiance back in January. Like, I don't know. That's moving real fast, if you ask me. Those texts were, like, real, call me now. I need to know where you are, what you're doing. I don't know. It was weird energy for me.
Hollywood moves really fast. And I mean just stars in general when it comes to relationships, and they move around so much and everybody's rubbing elbows and people can find common interests real quick, and a lot of people fuck them for a few months and dump them. Like, it's a thing out there, right? Mm-hmm. But I think what's happening is we gotta realize that for half of Clarissa Shields' life, she thought she was a fucking boy. And when I say a boy, like, she didn't have the confidence of a beautiful woman like she's come out to be in the long run, because she is beautiful. Rim in one of the tweets said he would never fuck you because he said you ugly. And it's like, Clarissa's actually has a look with her that works. And her body is phenomenal. You can't argue that shit.
Well, I think one of the funniest things about this entire situation is the fact that they both went for somewhat lookalikes.
Yeah.
Like, Clarissa kind of looks like Remy, and Eazy definitely looks like Pap, so...
No, you know what's funny about it? Clarissa looks like Remy's ex-girlfriend in the pen. Clarissa looked like the bitch Remy left and got out first. I looked at the picture earlier, and I forget which pictures they had of them lined up, but it was Clarissa in a dress. But, you know, her chest is strong and all of that. Like, everything is tight on her. Mm-hmm. And it was Remy was in front of it, and it wasn't like they meshed them together. It was just like how we layer the pictures when we do the thumbnail. And I was like, yo, she looked like Remy X from the Yummy SippinWitSammie. And that's the other thing. You can't tell. I know about women in prisons, man. I done talked to them. You can't tell me you ain't getting no licky nothing in there, man. You played a game or two in there, Rem. I ain't letting you go with that easy because ain't nobody said nothing. You might have did it with somebody that couldn't come home and say nothing. They was married. I know how I work in there. Y'all be having more fun than people think. Motherfuckers. No, but, like, I think it's just like, how do we get here to where we just spilling everything and we starting beef with Clarissa Shields? And you wasn't done with your background on Clarissa Shields, was you?
No, that was enough.
Because, like, the Clarissa Shields movie, can we talk about that part? Mm-hmm. She's been talking about this movie for a year.
Yes.
At least.
Yeah.
She's excited about it. She likes the actress that plays her. She said the only discrepancy she has, which is actually cool for her, is that when they look bad, when they was down bad, they made them look better than they actually was. Which is a cool thing. Like, they ain't make them as raggedy because, you know, for, I guess, video quality, you know, for whatever value, it wasn't that. But the rest of the movie she's excited about, and it's dropping on Christmas Day, and I believe that it's a feel-good movie. I believe it's a year of women athletes having great years, even in boxing. Her, and we just saw during the Tyson Jake Paul fight, the best fight was women, right? Mm-hmm. So I think everything was loading up, and I think when she said that shit about her people is going to be mad because the movie coming out, she actually kept forgetting to mention the movie. And then eventually a fan, did you see that? When a fan told her, like, you doing here all day, you ain't said nothing about what you got coming up. and she was like, "Oh shit, the movie made December 25th on Christmas, and the fight February 2nd." And that's when she called out Remy for February 2nd to come get her ass whooped.
Right.
But like, this girl is at one of those points in her career where she's hitting that arc, right, in her story, and it's going well. And it's like, this is not the energy she needed, but it also might work as the best promotion her movie ever fucking got. Did you think about that? Because once she says, my people were mad about this because the movie coming out, and then she doubles down later and mentions the movie and the fight again, the whole world don't talk about Clarissa Shields fights. Only the boxing community. Unless she takes her towel off and has on a thong.
Speaking of, Cash is in the comments.
Talk to him. Do we want to hear what he has to say?
He said, I don't know, might be a good fight if Remy train.
No.
But what if they're both legally separated, talking about Remy and Papoose? And then he said, her body cool below the waist. Remy is definitely prettier than Clarissa.
No, she's prettier than Clarissa, but Clarissa's not ugly. That's like when niggas was dating, what's her name, Serena?
Yeah.
Like, Serena's beautiful too. Sometimes she look crazy, especially when she do the makeup thing, but like, she just got a stronger face. She's beautiful. She look like your ancestors. Be careful. Like, it's different. But no, there's nothing wrong with Clarissa. But like I said, Clarissa grew up a beast. Like, she started fighting boys at 8 years old in a gym, not like in school. You see what I'm saying? Boys that been training since they was 4 or 5 years old. Because boxing starts at birth for fighters. You know what I mean? That's why Deontay Wilder was so crazy. Because it's like, he started so late and he ain't had no technique, but he was knocking motherfucking shit out. So it's like, all right, he's a draw. But when he fights a fighter, he don't got no technique. Everybody's been fighting since they was 5. But this Pap and Remy shit has gotten to a point where, one, when you're Eazy and you repost the Pap post with that caption, are you really clout chasing?
Well, and then you also say, hey, Papoose, unblock me.
And he went live today and had the Papoose come up with me caption on the live joint today.
Oh, my God.
And it's like, you Juice Crew, because every time we talk about anything in battle rap and you talk about booking something, you say, yo, and I talked to Rim. I just talked to Rim. Me and Rim talked about this. So y'all in constant communication. So once the floodgates open, Shane tell you to fall back or nothing, like.
Well, and then not only that, but if I'm Rem, I'm looking at that like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, at some point, and maybe not though, because she's his manager too. So maybe she's advising him like, well, you might as well take the clout, build your career.
All right. Well, the other part of this, then, flip side, if you look at it for Eazy, Eazy got a battle coming up soon. Suge, if I'm not mistaken.
Ammo.
You seen what happened after that Geechee battle?
It went up.
Eazy was knocked off his pivot. And he had a battle after that when he lost a family member around that time or whatever. But
it's taken him like a year to recover.
He had a bad showing. And then this year, he finally was getting it back together and getting the wheels rolling and having certain things. But still a year where people are like, you're not battling who we want you to battle when you got the freedom to battle some of these guys. But it was a good year.
Right.
And he was pacing next year. So next year, I'm going to probably battle in January, February, then this. I'm going to get 5. And like shit like that. Like, you know, I don't do 5. Like, he was having them talks. Like, and, you know, the Cody conversation and all of that. So it's like, now you just gave everybody so much ammo. Everything comes with a reminder, because if you watch certain platforms, they're going to bring up the leaked phone call again that somebody might have forgot about. You see what I'm saying? They're going to bring up the thing that happened with you and your homeboy behind this. They're going to bring up what happened with you and Froze behind this. Like, that is 5 rounds worth of you ain't shit.
And not for nothing, but like, Eazy, you're starting to develop a pattern. Like, you tend to date women that can advance your career.
The crazy thing is, who knew you was a sex symbol? But man, run your race, man. You're a Philly nigga, as they say. So go ahead and, you know, put that swag on.
Is he?
I mean, he sound like us. He act like us. So it's something to that. Like, if a nigga from Abington But his cousins was from North Philly. When he go to college, he get to get Philly love. Not from Philly niggas, but the women looking at him like the same reasons they like a Philly nigga. You see what I'm saying? It's weird. Same thing with New York, Connecticut, Buffalo, all of that. It's like similar swag, similar slang women gravitate towards. Women are groupies. FYI. So are men, but like men are groupies for men, which is weird.
That's weird.
Women are really groupies.
Yeah, alright. Alright.
Niggas is running around with cherries on tour right now.
Crazy.
Crazy.
But yeah, I just don't like this. I
hate it.
I don't like this for any of the parties involved, to be honest.
I hate it. I don't like it for Pep. You know why? Because I can't feel sorry for Rim. Motherfucker, everybody around Rim has been holding it down for Rim since this initially got out. We didn't hear nothing about Pep before Eazy. We didn't hear he had a mistress or he was running around and he was in a strip club and they caught him too close in somebody's face and she got mad because it was a picture. None of that shit happened. Then, now after that, for the last few weeks, you've been seeing posts that say Rim is mad because he got a girlfriend. Rim is snapping because Papoose is seen with another woman. Rim, they say that Papoose' new girlfriend is pregnant, which clearly ain't Clarissa if that's true. But, like, this is what's been going on. His life, and mind you, and that's what I meant to mention earlier. She had a tweet in there or a post in there when she said that she was the breadwinner, right? Mm-hmm. You know he's the president of a major situation in music right now, right? He's the head of what is it called? Look it up for me. Is it Chris Gotti company? It's one of them streaming services, if I'm not mistaken. He's the president.
United Masters.
United Masters. Yeah, that's Chris Gotti, you know. Irv Gotti brother. Yeah, he's the head of United Masters.
Oh, he's the head of hip hop at TuneCore.
TuneCore.
That's what it is.
Nigga ain't broke, K. He still performs. He still writes. He's still producing other things. He has other ventures. He's not broke, K. So to say, and I'm the breadwinner is like, all right, what, he gonna be homeless?
No.
If y'all split and they say you keep the mansion, you think he's moving back to Brooklyn? Unless he's in one of them things in Brooklyn? You know, the gentrified part? Like, what are we talking about? And what's funny about it is, now that I mention it, it feels like Bronx and Brooklyn beef. The world is witnessing Bronx-Brooklyn relationship beef. Like, this is what, if one of them ran down on the other one block in they hood, this will the neighborhood will be getting. We be sitting on the cars like, and that bitch said da 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 da, and fuck you because you said that bitch was ugly, and well bitch, I don't call no cops. You ain't gonna tell niggas I called the cops. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It really exactly sound like somebody pulled up to somebody's projects and hopped out the car and just started, yeah, and you're supposed to love me. It's like, you know, it usually ends like that. But that's what it feels like. That's the energy I'm getting. That's the vibe I'm getting.
So here's my next question. Mm-hmm. Where do you think it goes from here?
Give him his divorce. He stated publicly that he's asked multiple times for divorce, and your response was, I'm a good wife. That's why niggas ain't leaving. You want him out the house. He want out the situation. That's two different things.
Yeah.
If you're going to keep me in this and we're going to keep fronting like we doing this for my daughter, then I'm staying. I don't care if I'm in a pool house or I'm in the fucking the spare bedroom. I'm in here. I'll wake her up every morning. She ain't got to know where I slept at. Right? Like, yeah. Kids are easy to fucking deceive unless you yelling at each other in the house. And energy is bad. But if y'all know how to, like, be adults about it, then there's certain things a kid won't know until they know. And they'll be like, that came out of nowhere. And the people around them will be like, nigga, you ain't even... Whew! Your peoples was crazy. A lot of kids is like that. And then you got the kids that's like, man, all I remember is terror. Used to act like I was asleep or cry myself to sleep and all of that shit. Like, I don't think that baby been through that. Honestly.
Yeah.
And I think their house big enough that they could argue in the fucking game room. You see what I'm saying? Like, it ain't got to go through the vents or none of that. Like, they good. What's the comment saying?
Reginald said, "Leave her alone."
Leave who alone, Rem?
They didn't clarify. RRR
The-
Hip Hop said, "This is too messy right now. They gotta chill though."
No, you right, bro. But the crazy thing about it is, one report I saw, who tweeted it? Oh, Lil Duval. Lil Duval said, this ain't playing out the way Remy think it's going to play out. And the thing is, everything that she's spending towards him don't look right in the public to the people. And the timeline don't add up to make her justified in this situation unless she can prove that he cheated on her while she was in jail. And even with that, he still gets a little bit of motherfucking consideration.
Right, because she was in jail.
Because she was in jail. But now when you're out of jail, you saying when y'all not together, he can't get no pussy neither. That's crazy.
Well, and Remy, let me be clear. Remy fucked up when she decided to go to social media because she started this.
Yep.
Let's be very clear. She absolutely started this.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go to social media at 4 a.m. on some nut shit,
Mm-hmm.
and then continue it all day long, there's no coming back from that. So at this point, I agree with you. She has to give that man his divorce.
Give him his divorce. Let him go about his way.
And it's not going to look good for you in the courtroom because there's public evidence of you being in a whole other relationship well before he is, when he was still living in the house trying to quote unquote keep the marriage together for the kids. That's going to look a lot better in terms of a custody battle than what you've been doing.
Did you see the Christmas morning video?
No.
And she posted it and she says, is that you in the background looking for whatever or something like that, right? If you look at the video, it's Christmas morning. She's showing everything around. She shows her face and she shows the baby coming down the steps in her Christmas pajamas.
Uh-huh.
Then she zooms around the room. You see the baby again. You see a young man with braids. You see, you know what I mean? Everybody look like they opening gifts.
Uh-huh.
And then you see Pat in the background looking like he's lurking, right? But if you ever done Christmas with a parent that controls the gift giving, he's trying to find shit. You know what I mean? He's trying to make sure everything right. Like, oh, well, this is your gift, or this is your gift, or let me move this so that this doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing the parent thing. And she tried to make him look weird in that moment. That don't look good to people neither. Like, that's crazy. And like I said, that is a Christmas morning picture. If you look at that video, there's a white tree in that picture. In that video. What kind of tree is in the picture with Eazy?
Is it the same tree?
It's possibly the same tree. It's possible that the family went somewhere else and to Pat people's crib and she didn't go.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
If it turns out that like Remy's been bringing Eazy to the house while Pap's there and like that type of shit, and then still did this, that would make this 20 times crazier.
And mind you, I might be super digging because I'm basing this off of, I swear I ain't put that tree up. Why would you say that? What did that have to do with anything? I'd have just put it up with the laughing emojis and let everybody speculate. I'd have said, caption this. My chat would have went nuts that day. He made a joke about the tree. Mm-hmm. Specifically. And it said, I ain't butt this tree up. But, you know, that's usual for him. But, like, and he since corrected it because I seen it, somebody report on it and it was right. But, yeah. It's going crazy. What the chat say?
Cash is behind. He was just agreeing he's not from Philly. And then he's saying he's the head of TuneCore.
Right, my man. Appreciate you. Yeah, but, like, that's a big deal. TuneCore ain't doing bad. Keep it real with y'all. It's a part of a lot of people programming. But and to be the head of it actually was unexpected, and a lot of people think well deserved. You see what I'm saying? Who else? Somebody said something.
Cash said, "Sorry, I couldn't pull up."
Nah, you good, bro. You good. I wasn't even tripping. This was last minute. I hit her during the day, 2 minutes before you saw the post. So it is what it is at this point. But I just think that it's the craziest thing because one, all right, I watched a clip from Ricky Smiley's show when they talked about it, right? Mm-hmm. Two things I got from that. The brat wouldn't even let them get the story off because she was so busy defending Remy, right? which is cool because they was both locked up around the same time. They are sisters in hip hop. I get it. They both dope MCs. I'm a huge Brat fan. Mm-hmm. I like Brat before y'all knew who Brat was. I thought she was a boy.
How do you defend? How was she defending Remy?
She kept repeating that. Well, part of the report was that Remy was a narcissist. Was one of the early tweets, right? Or early posts,
right?
And she was saying, she jumped in to say Remy is not a narcissist. She's a great person and a great mother. And I think we should talk about the great things about her while we're talking about her and all of that. So then they were saying, well, Remy, well, this is what Pap is saying. And she said, well, why is P even talking? And they like, well, they're going back and forth on Instagram right now. And Remy is posting and so are they. And she was saying, well, we don't know what Remy said, and it's two sides to every story, and we need Remy's side of the story, as if they weren't telling her that Remy was actively posting it. I could play the clip. You want to hear it? And it was, like, amazing to me, because, like, I don't mind you holding it down. I'm with that. Word, throw me a couple days. All right, cool. My bad, I'm working while I'm working. But, it just was weird because it's like you're ignoring the fact that they're literally saying like we could read this shit right now and clarify it. And she just kept leaning on the fact that, you know, we don't know Remy's side. And it's like, well, Remy kind of put the whole thing out. But Gary with the T was late.
I just saw the Christmas video now.
You see it?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
Gary has the tea and the color of the day. Gary. Ricky Love, what is love? It's just amazing how people, you know, once, you know, they start love, they were like, oh, we love each other. They fall out of love. Then they go to social media. Thank God to social media now. It's putting everybody's business out there. And if you don't know what people are doing, honey, you'll soon find out because just go to social media.
Facts.
I'm talking about now the people who's falling out of love, which hurts my spirit, is Papoose and his beautiful wife, Miss Remy Ma. Ricky, I don't know if y'all heard the shocking, disturbing news what's been going on with them, honey. They have been really, it's been like a public fight, and I don't know how it got to that because they were once in love, and Papoose sat around and he waited, like Job did. He waited on Remy Ma to get out the pen. And she got out the pen and they were in love. But now, honey, they are out on social media carrying on. And Papoose is claiming, y'all, that Remy cheated multiple times. And I don't know, we talked about it earlier in the year, that she allegedly has a new younger guy that she's been allegedly seeing. And they're saying, Papoose said she cheated multiple times. He called her a narcissist. Now, y'all, what's a narcissist? Isn't that an arrogant person? What's a narcissist? Walking Dictionary, Special K?
A narcissist is a person that is overly consumed with their own self. Like, you know, one of them, just people that everything is about them.
Oh.
To put it in a nutshell, everything is about them. And they do anything and everything to benefit themselves.
Oh my!
No matter what the cost of
I can't see that being Remy Ma.
And narcissists, they have accountability issues too.
Yeah.
They'll flip and
let me just chime in. Remy is not a narcissist. It's two sides to every story, Gary. And so
yeah, what you know, baby? Tell us.
When she gets ready to talk, she will let you know. Okay. Because right now you probably just hearing one side of the story, and I'm not gonna let nobody talk about my girl like that. She's a great person and a great mother. Let's add the great things about her.
I'm not mad at that part.
Amazing rapper, and she came back from everything she's been through. Everything she been through, she came back.
What do you say? Did y'all see all them tweets?
So,
all right.
It is what it is. Some relationships don't last.
But what are they tweeting though? And why they tweeting?
I don't know. I'm not a tweeter.
See? You see that shutdown?
You can ask somebody who be on Twitter.
He asked everybody.
He said she's a narcissist, and he said that he's asked her for a divorce numerous times after she exposed his girlfriend.
Why is he
Clarissa.
talking?
I don't know, Brad.
All right, that's enough.
What'd you say about these guys?
Now, the other thing I wanted to point out, because that was only played to point out the fact that the Brat was defending her blindly or acting like she was blind at the time, right?
Yeah.
The other part was when they tried to break down who Eazy was, the same thing happened that happened last time. He's some little battle rapper. This little battle rapper guy. And the guy, I think his name is Headcrack, actually got called out on it because one of the codes said, "Little battle rapper?" And he was like, "No, he's a battle rapper," and this, that, and the third. And he was like, "No." She was like, "No, you call him a little battle rapper." And he was like, "Did I?" She said, "Yes, twice." And that's the perception of Eazy in all of this. Now, it might be good for his upside because, you know, most search name of the day probably is Eazy the Black Cat. And we know who all these other people is. Most people do, right? We know who Eazy is, but I'm just saying, for the general public, this is another run for his profile, right? But at the same time, because of her stature, remember, she made Papoose look like a little nigga. And we respect Papoose. So it keeps coming up that it's like, even when Just Hilarious reported on it today on the Breakfast Club, she was trying to explain like, well, you know, battle rap is a real thing. Like, it's a whole little thing. Like, this is a real thing. Like, it's a lot that go on down there. Like, motherfuckers don't even like one of the purest forms of hip hop. One of the biggest draws at certain times in our community you don't reach that. Like, you gotta be Charlie Clips, Hitman Holla, Murder Mook, Lux, or you just a little battle rapper. Geechee Gotti, I should say. Maybe, right? Mm-hmm. But do you realize that that's what's being reported? Like, people, like, we could watch the vlogs from our, you know, that from the people inside the battle rap community. I'm sure they're all over our timeline and our YouTube feed. But when the public talks about it, she cheated on Papoose for some little nigga. And that's crazy. Because one, none of y'all seen her with let's keep it real. Can we address the elephant in the room? Y'all was shocked when she went with Papoose. Most of y'all was like, who the fuck is he? The rest of y'all was like, well, she could have got a nigga like, right? Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
But what we do see is, like you said, she picked doppelgangers a little bit. She also picked people with similar energy. People that really care about the craft that she cares about. It's part of why, like, people be like, Badu pussy must be the most amazing pussy in the world because niggas go crazy. And it's like, you don't understand how much she understands about the world that they want to live in. And I'm talking about spirituality. I'm talking about musicality. I'm talking about freedom when it comes to being in a public space. Mm-hmm. That people buy into so much that you wind up like, I ain't getting dressed today. I'm going to put on this motherfucking rag.
And play a flute.
Cross my legs and ingest the sun and take a moment. And it's going to look weird when somebody catch me doing it, but they don't know about grounding. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? I think that Remy kind of is one of those where she's attracted to people that's attracted to what she's great at. And that could probably better her as far as not writing wise, because I don't want to co-sign that Pat wrote it, but I think that was a little weird that she said it. Mm-hmm. But I think that energy wise, creativity wise, like, we've seen the difference between Cardi with the nigga that's been out in her recently and without him. We've seen the difference between Nicki's music with and without Safari. We can't say that Safari wrote for Nicki, but I know that some of them pockets, some of them vibes came from y'all in the studio, the beat playing, and he grab your hand, start dancing with you, and y'all start freestyling together or something and catch a vibe. Is that fair? Yeah. I think that's fair. So it's like sometimes there is an energy that you get accustomed to being around that makes you comfortable. And in relationships, sometimes, I mean, how do you fall in love with coworkers? Y'all have something in common. Y'all start digging each other and realize, oh, I would like to hang out with you outside of business.
Right.
Right? And then next thing you know, y'all a couple and keeping it a secret from HR. But at the same time, like, I think that that's the thing with her. I think that, one, she likes somebody with that jawline. And two, she like niggas that really care about their pen. The rest, you can't really compare between them two.
So.
And I think, let me give one more point. Uh-huh. A lot of times I realize women think that if they see a man with a certain kind of woman, that's his type. Right? Mm-hmm. Because I think more women than men have specific types. Men like beautiful women. Women like certain type of men.
I think that's fair.
So the jawline and all of that will play into that part. You see what I'm saying? I think it's not really as difficult to figure out as people think it is. And word to Cash. You still in the chat, Cash? There's a whole car full of people that rode to a battle with us in Marcy that owe me an apology. I argue with a whole car full of people that Eazy fucked her. Everything about this says Eazy fucked her. And niggas is like, no, I don't think, no. Everybody owes me an apology. I'm not calling out no names because I don't want nobody no beef. Y'all are in that realm. Y'all work over there. But there's a car full of people that owe me an apology because I was arguing with niggas and I'm like, y'all looking at it the wrong way. Y'all don't see what women really care about. Do I get a response yet?
He said, yeah.
Yeah, niggas owe me a, yeah. Can I call you? Can you talk? No, but I was dead right because I know too much. And it's funny because even talking about this at points gets weird because like you gossiping and you talk about dick and pussy shit. But what's crazier about it is that I seen all of this building and I'm like, this is going to end bad because everybody's handling it wrong except for Papoose. And if you look at what happened today, you have moments before this from Remy or Eazy or people in the public capturing them. None of that came from Papoose. Then you get Remy going at Clarissa responding before you hear from Papoose.
Can we circle back for a second?
Yeah, we got a comment too.
RRR said, my wife said it's a reason Remy won't go back home. LOL. So, did you read the caption on the Christmas video that she posted?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't read it out loud, I don't think, to them.
All right.
That's what you asking me?
No, I was asking you if you had read it.
Yeah, I read it.
So, in the caption, which she says, you know, I'm going to take everything down and stop after this. She says, you have a bad gambling problem.
Yep.
And tried to press me for money to have a smooth divorce. Mm-hmm. I have been asking for you to leave and let's quietly divorce for years now. But you said this is the only way you leaving is with a public blow up. You know I'm not the social media type and you abuse that. Same way you use the morals I have due to my upbringing and so-called gangster girl image against me. Filming me saying things like, oh, not Remy Ma gonna call police for help. You a snitch, you a rat. Call your brothers, call Joe. Why would I involve my loved ones who actually loved you too? Seen that go wrong too many times, and I know I can't beat you, so I'ma just let you ODing on me. Nah, you tried to isolate me from everything and everyone. My dumb ass was telling them, no, don't say anything about the real you. You do anything to keep up the black love image that I helped build for you. And you was okay with the lies being told about me. How many friends and family of mine have you purposely made uncomfortable and pushed away? And then she gets into how she's a great mother.
I think that's one of the most honest posts she might have made. And I'm not saying,
I agree.
I'm not saying all of it is true because we know that she likes to, you know, put a little flair on things. But at the same time, I think a lot of that is possible. There's also a prior fight between Papoose and Fat Joe where Joe attacked Papoose in a hotel room, and we really never really figured out why. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, there's a lot that's clearly going on with them. I'm trying to remember everything she said in that post. Anything that stood out to you?
I mean, if Papoose actually has some sort of gambling addiction, that would explain some of this from Remy's end.
Now, if he has a gambling lifestyle, right? Mm-hmm. To a lot of wives, that's a problem. Mm-hmm. To a lot of men, if I can maintain this, that, and the third, what's the difference between me going to the strip club 3 times a week like Joe and throwing it? You see what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about a certain tax bracket. To where even with that money, your wife might look at it like, well, we could have did this at those times when you lose. But may not know how much y'all did at the times when you won. You may not. One thing about gamblers, they don't tell their wife how much they won. Unless she reading the tickets. If a nigga made $30,000 last night in the casino, he tells you he won 5. You see what I'm saying? So, like, I think that gambling, like, I think that that's one thing, especially in divorce, that's usually, like, that could go either way. That's based on perspective, right? And he might have an addiction, but I'm just saying, like, when I give you the Joe analogy of, we seen his girlfriend recently when they had the Pod Wives episode talking about how often he goes to the strip club. Mm-hmm. And it's like, we know Joe don't go in there and act like me and get 500 word for ones and walk out with 400 of them motherfuckers.
Right. Right.
So, but what other part?
The other thing that stood out here is that she said that she's been asking for a divorce for years, which that actually fits the timeline. Because she's been dating Eazy for over a year now.
That's true. But he also said the same thing. Well,
and that to me means that maybe Eazy was right and that they were already somewhat separated.
Yep. I don't think he lied about that because I think, like I said, he talks to her all the time. So even, I think after a while, people thought it was over between them. He still talks to her all the time. I think that for them to be in business to the level that they are, whether the relationship is still what it is or not romantically, he's not going to say anything she won't sanction.
Right.
He might add some spice to it, but he ain't going to go beyond until it's over, right?
Right.
But the part about him being like, well, he doesn't want a divorce unless it's public or he gets a certain amount of money.
Yeah, interesting.
Like, you calling him Kevin Federline? Like, I don't understand, like...
I mean, we all know separation and divorce can get ugly and messy and complicated. So, I don't want to, like, even inquire too much into, like we're going down a messy road.
Oh. Okay, I got a fun question. My bad, I just thought of this.
Okay.
Can Chrome 23 be viewed similarly to his gambling addiction?
Are throwing away a lot of money.
We blowing money fast around here.
Yeah.
Right?
Claiming it's an investment, but there's actually never been a return.
And on top of that, you get a boyfriend through this shit that becomes your business partner and your artist.
Right.
And we talking about me gambling. You giving these young ladies more than battle rap has ever allowed. Right? And that's been proven because if you know anything, a lot of y'all might not know, with Chrome 23 events, Remy takes pride in making sure that these girls are not in motels. She takes pride in making sure they get their hair, makeup, and nails. You know, every woman is different, but whatever that requires. If you need cornrows, whatever, she gets you right. Mm-hmm. She makes sure outfits, wardrobe. She gives people sneakers and shit to wear, like exclusive shit. And I'm talking about, like, I remember Rosenberg did a Chrome event, and she sent him, I think it was an Eagles jersey and some Yeezys that was like exclusive and expensive at the time. Like, I think they was like $700 at the time. Like, she ain't sending him Air Force Ones.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like she goes above and beyond. So she's spending bread and she's learning the business at the same time, which has her taking losses, booking venues that are doing funny shit, and she got to pay extra because she ain't realized the battles was going to run extra 4 hours. It's a lot that goes on. So can that be comparable?
I mean, yes and no. Like, one you could argue is an investment
in a business.
A business that's going to pay off because businesses don't make money in the first 5 years, and I don't want to act like, you know
I know that
it's throwing money away.
Right.
But at the same time,
in your position, you have opportunities to invest in a lot of things. This is a passion project that's cost a lot.
Right. There are much more lucrative things you could be investing in.
Absolutely. This is a passion project.
Yes.
And it's because you come from that energy, and we loved that, right?
Yes.
We was excited to have her back once we realized she was serious, right? Because sometimes the stars come down and they just pick from the tree. But at the same time, you can't tell me what Baby Girl could have benefited from when Eazy the Block Cat that just bought a new house and a new car, and a lot of that has to do with our investment. And that's your little boyfriend. I remember Eazy in the Kia Sportage. I remember Eazy in the Poconos in the basement. I remember all type of shit. Them videos in the car look different now. Way different. Way more windows.
So do you think that they're going to be public now? Remy and Eazy, that is.
The funniest thing about it, yo, they might not still be together. They might have reached the point where it was like, yo, all right, we good. Let's keep doing business. Like, mind you, you got to remember the Clarissa Shields post. You have 2 boyfriends. She didn't say you have a husband and a boyfriend. Remy responded and said, I have one boyfriend, just like I had one husband. Same way Remy said he wasn't returning your phone calls or answering the phones because he was with his collie bitch. They out here playing. They playing the game. So all we know, he might not even still be with her, or they might not be exclusive. Like, I think the assumption is once your name is publicly tied to somebody else that's supposed to be a person of interest, right? That means y'all in an exclusive relationship.
No, my assumption of them being exclusive comes more from them doing business together. Like, if you're in a managerial relationship and you're fucking, like, you would want that to be exclusive if you're gonna dip that way, right?
But according to what you said not too long ago, this has been going on for damn near 2 years. She been cohabitating with a motherfucker. She ain't been getting along with.
Well, and the other thing is, remember, Eazy implied that this was exclusive between them.
Eazy said, that means I still got the bitch.
No, afterwards, he said something else that was like, I don't date women who...
Oh, yeah.
...are with other men.
Right. But, it's a wobbler, Kay. Because
I know it's a wobbler. I'm just saying.
But yeah, but that's based on that time frame and his knowledge at that time.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, even that was months ago.
Yeah.
So them going public, I don't know, cause Eazy didn't say anything that said I told y'all. He made a joke. So he might be joking because it's a rapper tour. What's the chat saying?
RRR said, "Oh man, this getting ugly. Both their feelings hurt, and it shows."
Absolutely.
That's very true. I think that's the moral of all of this. Is like,
why publicly?
Both Remy and Papoose definitely are going through it. Like, they're not okay. They're not okay. Even if they've moved on with other people, they're not okay. And like cohabitating and whatever the hell they got going on right now, they're not okay. They're not okay. That's the moral of this. And I don't want to put it like, yes, Remy started it, but at the same time, like, you can't put all of this on Remy because you don't know what's going on in their house. And, like, you don't know what types of frustrations have been building up for a while, especially when you're under these circumstances. So part of me, although I never want to see a family go through something like this publicly, part of me is happy that at least, you know, the ice has been cracked. We can move on with our lives, and we don't have to keep asking what the fuck is going on with Remy and Papoose.
Yeah, clearly we know everything now, but I'm thinking about a few things, right? The breadwinner thing, right? Clarissa ain't broke. So you can't do the broke thing to her, right? And I don't know how much Remy's income is. I heard Fat Joe say in a Breakfast Club interview yesterday that Remy got an album done. He can't say nothing about it. He ain't even know if it was his place to say it. But that ain't coming out. I don't know how many streams of income. I'm sure they're invested in the real estate and some other things. But I don't know how much, like, she literally brings in at this point to try to, like, brokey anybody. And I don't think she could hit Clarissa with the brokey, right? Also, you called her ugly and that's cool, right? But Pep 40-something. Probably damn near 50 or 50, right? Mm-hmm. Clarissa is 29, did you say she was? Mm-hmm. And works out 24/7 for a living.
And how old is Rem?
Fuck how old Rem is. Pap is having the time of his life with her fighting ass. You ever fucked an athlete? A professional athlete? Weirdo? Like, he is having a ball with that motherfucker. Are you crazy? You can't make him feel bad about that when you was running around with Eazy.
Right.
You can't down her when you was running around with Eazy. And that has nothing to do with shitting on Eazy. We just talk about different worlds of fucking where y'all aiming at. It's crazy. But all in all, I think this shit is super sad.
I agree.
I think that to go from trying to keep everything private because of baby girl, which most of us knew that's what it was. They had a baby. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like, then to just air everything out in one day.
Right.
After all of that, that was like, ooh, somebody missed the assignment completely, and it looks like everybody involved. The mistress didn't back out early enough. The wife didn't man down early enough. Well, she started it. Papoose felt like, oh, he was very validated to finally get his shit off, because part of what he was saying was, and I kept it quiet the whole time. Right?
Right.
So he was waiting until it was going to flip and nobody could say he was wrong. Or maybe it wasn't his intention at all, but it was going to take at least that for him to speak up, is what I see. And I think he kept it solid. I can't, like, when he put out a tweet saying you wasn't there with your daughter on Christmas, and you put out a video showing that you was there and he was there, there's a part missing. Right? He's not going to just say, like, she wasn't at Christmas when there was a house full of people at Christmas, right? And he didn't say she wasn't at Christmas. He said this is how she spent her Christmas. And I spent it with my daughter. Was actually what he said.
I think that could have been on, you know, Christmas, and then they left and went somewhere and Eazy came over. Like, I could see it being something like that.
So you fuck with my theory from earlier.
Yeah.
That's wild, yo. That's wild. And maybe that's part of the arrangement. But at the same time, that's what make me look at that caption so weird. I think nobody paid enough attention to Eazy caption, yo. They breezing over that shit. He could have said a million things. He said he ain't put the tree up.
Yeah, that definitely implies that is not my house. Plus, we know he Muslim. He ain't putting a tree in his house.
Eazy the Christmas Muslim. Oh, can we play that again? Did y'all see this?
Yeah, we could play that again.
I want y'all to see something real quick, because we're going to wrap this in a minute unless y'all got more y'all want to talk about or give us another topic. And we can get into that. But I feel like I've been talking about this long enough. So I want to play y'all a little comedy. It's the way we started the stream. I'm sure everybody wasn't here for the start of the stream. And that's okay. Everybody's getting off work and getting settled and all of that. We the crazy ones that go straight from work to working some more. It's okay.
Hold on, I gotta pull it back up.
And some of y'all working some more. I know Triple R is. It's my guy. Always working. Oh, we gotta. Oh, mute it. There we go. Push the pause instead of the mute. Now skip it. Okay.
No, I had to do both. Because I couldn't mute it quick enough.
Yeah, so there's some comedy from my man New Jersey Twerk. Not my personal homie, but, you know, the guy.
Right.
And I thought that this was amusing. So we started it off with this, but,
Eazy the Christmas Muslim.
Hold on, we gotta start this over. They couldn't hear it at first.
we gonna run it back for y'all, my bad.
Tay rockin' John and Jack Boy from Richmond. But do you recall the most greasy battle rapper of all? Eazy the Christmas Muslim, out here collecting merry women's souls under the tree at Remy Ma's house, and he's wearing Papoose clothes. All of Remy's industry friends used to laugh and call him lame. He's a downgrade from Papoose. Bitch, you should be ashamed. Then one night at a chrome event, Papoose came to fight. He threw a left, then he threw a right, and knocked out all of his Christmas lights. But Remy Ma really loved him, as she shouted out in fear, "Baby, I know he knocked your teeth out, but I'll buy you some new veneers."
Shout out Hip Hop is Real. Shout out Knowledge and everybody over there. Hip Hop is Real, man. I thought that was hilarious. What did you think about that?
That was funny as shit. I love that.
Twerk is a fool. And as gangster as Twerk is, a lot of people that's not really deep in battle rap don't understand that his mom is a preacher. So Twerk is very versed on the Bible, and he very deep on Christmas, more than you would probably expect. So he fuck around and thought of that shit at the light.
RR said, "Ayo, he bugging."
That shit was crazy. And it was perfect, because even when you thought he was about to stumble, he came with something that was like, oh, that was crazy. That's how I know it was a bit of, like, you know, Twerk is a freestyling motherfucker.
That shit's funny.
And he write fast in his head. So it's like he probably came up with that. It was like, he's clearly driving, though, and not looking at the road.
Right.
It's the weirdest shit, because it's like, is he in the passenger seat? It's like, no, he's driving, but traffic, okay. Fuck it, I guess. Because he's on the left side of the car. Because you can see the traffic outside of that window going the opposite way. It's crazy. But shout out to Twerk, man. That was hilarious. I thought that was a great summary. I don't know if y'all thought about it, but the year-end wrap-up is coming from Uncle Murder and possibly Mad Skills. And this will be involved in it because it literally took over a whole day of coverage outside of politics. If it wasn't politics, it was this or updates on Jay-Z and Diddy. That was it. That was it today. It was crazy. I did see a lot of good content today, but a lot of that is pre-recorded or just the daily rundowns. You know, they got to talk about multiple things, but I'm talking about like what screamed on my timeline today was Papoose and Remy all fucking day, and the updates because Rem wouldn't stop, Clarissa wouldn't stop. Papoose, I think, had a limit to how much shit he wanted to get off, and then he was going to be done with it. But that's like, he's a little calculated that way. But I think it was crazy because the whole world is talking about all these people with these nice chains. Everybody got beautiful jewelry. We got to get ours. But maybe this will help us get there. You know what I mean? Support the page. Subscribe, like, comment, all of that. Okay, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No, man, I'm good.
You think we covered everything? Any points you thought of earlier? Anything that stood out to you that we didn't really get to? Any tweets, anything?
We've been talking about this for an hour and 40 minutes. I think we covered it.
It's dead.
It's dead.
It's dead.
It's over.
We killed it.
Kilt.
Over.
Done.
This is Sippin' with Sammy. I am Mr. Flash, only the one and only Sippin' with Sammy. Sam Malone, Barstool Rug. If you ain't sippin' with Sammy, you ain't sippin' right. Please get your fucking life together.
Damn, Sammy, you done fucked up.
Yeah, boy.
Thanks, Sammy. Fucking yuppie transplants. Move the fuck out. Get out of our fucking city. You ain't even fucking born here. Tired of you motherfuckers.